At the heart of Africa lies Cameroon, a nation shaped by a rich, often obscured history. Our journey begins in the distant past with the whispers of ancient civilization and the echoes of pre-colonial societies, setting the stage for the dramatic arrival of European colonialism. While precise dates remain elusive due to limited archaeological evidence and the challenges of the climate and preservation, evidence points to human presence in Cameroon, stretching back tens of thousands of years, at least as far as 30,000 years ago, as shown by the recent findings at Shumlaka. The Bantu expansion started around 1000 BCE, brought significant changes, introducing agriculture and new languages across vast areas of sub-Saharan Africa, including Cameroon. The scramble for Africa. The late 19th century brought a dramatic shift, driven by European powers' insatiable appetite for resources and territories, irrevocably altered the course of Cameroonian history. Gustav Nachtigal, representing Germany, played a crucial role in establishing a German protectorate in 1884, marking the beginning of German Cameroon. Negotiations with local chiefs, often fraught with conflict, led to the establishment of colonial borders, dividing previously independent kingdoms and communities. The economic ambition of German colonial administration resulted in massive investment in infrastructure such as railways and ports, and the establishment of large-scale plantations. However, these supposed progress came at a devastating human cost, with indigenous population forced into brutal systems of labor under the often cruel authority of German colonial companies. The First World War brought an end to the German rule in Cameroon, but it did not bring peace. The post-war era saw the territory divided and subjected to control of two colonial powers, setting the stage for a long and arduous struggle for independence. Following Germany's defeat in World War I, the League of Nations divided Cameroon between France and Great Britain, creating French Cameroon and British Cameroons. This division profoundly shaped the political and social landscape, establishing distinct colonial administrations with different policies and legacies. The mandate system, while ostensibly aimed at preparing these territories for self-governance, in reality perpetuated colonial control for many more years. French Cameroon, with its more centralized administration, saw the emergence of a strong nationalist movement. The rise of nationalism in French Cameroon. In French Cameroon, the Union de Population du Cameroun, or UPC, a nationalist movement led by Ruben Umniubert, emerged as a powerful force advocating for independence from French rule.
La réunification immédiate du Cameroun, la constitution d'un conseil de gouvernement et d'une assemblée avec des pouvoirs législatifs, et enfin la fixation d'un délai pour l'octroi de l'indépendance au peuple camerounais. Telles sont, Monsieur le Président, les questions sur lesquelles le peuple de mon pays m'a mandaté pour venir ici. Je vous remercie, Monsieur le Président.
Their early efforts were initially met with tolerance, but soon the movement came under intense repression by the French. The UPC's activism, which included peaceful and non-violent protest, initially escalated into protracted armed struggle against French colonial forces in the 1950s. The brutal suppression of the UPC and the many deaths among its members and Cameroonian civilians only served to further fuel the movement's determination. The struggle of independence became inextricably linked with armed resistance, creating a cycle of violence that would leave a lasting impact on Cameroonian society. British Cameroon and the plebiscite. British Cameroon, unlike French Cameroon, followed a different path to self-determination. The territory was administered under the UN Trusteeship Council, providing a different approach to self-governance than in French Cameroon. Following discussions in 1959, the UN organized a plebiscite in 1961 to allow the people of British Cameroons to choose their future. The northern region opted to join Nigeria, while the southern region voted to unite with the newly independent Republic of Cameroon. This decision, while seemingly straightforward, further cemented the pre-existing divisions within the country and added another layer of complexity to the emerging nation. The dawn of independence in 1960 brought a wave of optimism, but also immense challenges. The task of nation building in a newly unified Cameroon, still grappling with the legacy of colonial division, proved daunting. This period will be defined by the long reign of Amadou Ahidjo and the complex transition of power to Paul Biya. Amadou Ahidjo, the first president of the independent Cameroon, played a pivotal role in shaping the nation's early years. He prioritized national unity, aiming to bridge the gap between French and British Cameroons. Though this process was far from straightforward, while Ahidjo implemented significant economic and social programs, his rule was increasingly authoritarian. He centralized power, suppressed political opposition, and oversaw the banning of political parties that were not aligned with his ruling party. The lingering threat of the UPC rebellion forced Ahidjo to consolidate his authority and adopt increasingly harsh measures. Though the UPC was ultimately defeated in the early 1970s, the rebellion had a lasting impact on Cameroon's political and security landscape. His emphasis on stability, however, came at a cost of political freedom and resulted in many human rights abuses. The discovery of oil resources in the late 1970s brought economic opportunities, but also amplified issues of corruption and the unequal distribution of wealth. The transition to Biya. In 1982, Ahidjo unexpectedly resigned, handing power to Paul Biya, his prime minister.
Mes chers compatriotes, j'ai décidé de démissionner de mes fonctions de président de la République unie du Cameroun. En cette circonstance capitale, je voudrais du fond du cœur remercier toutes celles et tous ceux qui, depuis bientôt 25 ans, ont accordé leur confiance et apporté leur aide dans l'accomplissement de mes lourdes tâches à la tête de l'État. Je vous exhorte à demeurer un peuple uni, patriote, travailleur, digne et respecté. Vive le Cameroun.
Do you solemnly swear before God and man to devote all your efforts to preserving, protecting, and defending the Constitution and the laws of the United Republic of Cameroon, to watch over the common will of the nation, and to uphold and defend the unity, integrity, and independence of the Cameroon fatherland? I do so swear.
This seemingly smooth transition masked a deep power struggle. Biya, initially perceived as a more moderate leader, soon faced challenges from Ahidjo's supporters. A failed coup attempt in 1984 widely believed to be orchestrated by Ahijo's allies, underscored the volatility of the political landscape. The coup attempt failure marked a decisive shift in power, and Biya consolidated his control over the country. The end of the Cold War ushered a period of political liberalization in many parts of the world. These pressure influenced Cameroon as well, and by 1990, opposition parties were legalized, marking a significant shift away from the one-party system under Ahijo. However, the first multi-party election in 1992 were marred by allegations of fraud and voter suppression. While Biya remained in power, the introduction of multi-party politics brought about a new era of political competition, though the system still presented many challenges. The legacy of colonial divisions and the unresolved tension from previous decades continued to haunt the nation. The Anglophone crisis. The Anglophone crisis erupting in 2016 stems from the deep-seated grievances among Anglophone Cameroonians regarding their cultural and linguistic rights. The government's response to protests, often met with excessive force, fueled a growing sense of marginalization, escalating in armed conflicts between separatist groups and government forces. The conflict has caused immense suffering, resulting in widespread displacement, human rights abuses, and humanitarian crises of significant proportions. The rise of Boko Haram. Boko Haram, a jihadist group operating primarily in neighboring Nigeria, spilled over into northern Cameroon, posing a significant security threat and humanitarian crisis. The group's attacks, often targeting civilians, have resulted in significant loss of life and displacement. The government's response to Boko Haram threats has also had a significant impact on the lives of ordinary Cameroonians in northern regions. The ongoing struggle against these terrorist organizations remains a major challenge for the nation. Beyond the security challenges, Cameroon faces significant economic and political obstacles. Issues of corruption, inequality, and uneven distribution of resources continue to hinder the nation's progress. Political opposition groups continue to face limitations, and calls for greater transparency and accountability remain ongoing. Despite the numerous challenges, Cameroon's future is not without hope. The resilience of its people, its rich cultural heritage, and its vast natural resources provide a foundation of progress. Efforts towards reconciliation, community initiatives, and continued investment in education and development offer a path towards a more stable, just, and prosperous future. The journey will be long and arduous, but the determination of the Cameroonian people offers cause for optimism. Thank you for being with us throughout this documentary. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you do not miss what's next in the world of politics, entertainment, and life on Vortex of Fame. Stay blessed.